good day. Hope you're well. Welcome back. We've made it. And if you've made it with me, thank you. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate those of you who take the time to watch these videos, or at the very least, search through them for the contests we've been doing over this season. You know, it's fitting that we would finish the last war video with APOC. We're going down lane 7. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more just reminiscing as we go, because I don't intend to make like a rewards video and all that. Maybe I'll tag those on at the end just so people see. You know, I don't really want to sit and look back. As much as I enjoy it, it's nice to see where you've gone, watch your game film, learn and get better. As you could tell from the thumbnail, there's a new horizon in front of us, and that's kicking off here in the next week. You know, there was a stream a month ago where I talked about how I never wanted to be an officer, but I didn't foresee this war season coming and the way things went, where we wound up, who moved on, and the changes we had. I felt compelled to answer the call, and so I'm looking forward to moving forward and doing some planning this season to put ourselves in position to be successful. But that's enough about that for now. I'm sure we'll have plenty of time to talk about that kind of stuff. I rambled through that Kingpin fight. I've sped all these fights up. They're pretty typical fights that we've seen all season. If there's anything that sticks out, we'll talk about it. I think the minis are at normal pace, but generally, we're just gonna speed this stuff up and get it done. Hulkling versus Viv, straightforward. We knock her down, we do some damage. We do some damage, we knock her down, we take some hits, because that's what we do. Once in a while. We're getting better. But yeah, you know, she doesn't cooperate that much. I'm still working on that SP1. She's got some of the weird parry mechanics. I honestly think she's kind of an underrated defender, just because she's annoying, but she's not that hard, so. She did get a couple kills for me last off-season war, which has been fun. It's been fun playing with all the champs and testing them in different spots, trying to create hard matchups. Now that I won't be making these next season, as we move on to Mantis with that Viv down, I'm looking forward to maybe watching with the analytical eye, seeing who's got what placed where, hopefully having some cool conversations with some cool people, and hearing about what they place where and how their fights go. It's fun getting into it from a different perspective other than just, you know, your focused war execution. So we fought Mantis plenty of times this season. Again, it's APOC doing his thing. I don't think he was rank 5 during the season. He's rank 5 now with the 4-5 gem I got from 8.3. But I figured we could use an R5 for war. You never know. Plus, I'm not a good kitty player, so I figured I'd save her for later. But yeah, man. Chip this Mantis down. This is war number 10. Trying to get a dub. I think at this point in time, we had just won war 9. Yes, sir. And so we're trying to keep the momentum. Here I got this Korg Mini. Resistance is futile. I mean, you know what this is already. This is APOC versus Korg. APOC does APOC things. I don't even mess with a gray boost because I'm not worried about it. On we go. I think also at this point in time in this war, I think the result was known, so I wasn't worried about gray boosts, if that tells you anything. But we'll get there when we get there. Yeah, not a completely ramped APOC, which is, you know, even slower going than usual. He's not the fastest champ, but he is so sturdy and safe. Tough to complain about what you see going on, other than the speed thereof. But this isn't a Battlegrounds video, so this isn't about speed. It's about smooth. Which frankly, we learned on last night's Battlegrounds stream that smooth can also be the path in Battlegrounds. Trying to get those regens off. It's too much sometimes. Nice cooperative war, Korg AI. Wish I saw some more of that in Battlegrounds, you know what I'm saying? Now we pop up to Conflictor Maw. Fought this fight a couple times this season. Got a decent handle on it. I do wind up using a gray boost here, that makes sense. Don't want to die, regardless of the outcome. I think we might have been chasing a battle group donut right now. I think. We almost had a second one last season, but didn't quite work out. I think I played this a little incorrectly to start. Yeah, I think I should have started with a wither and not tried to start with a parry, but you know, it's not a big deal, man. We just need to be focused and do our thing. Not take dumb hits. Blocks are fine. You can see that one's pretty painful. We're gonna get cornered here, so it's dancing time. You know, I don't do much in life, but I don't mind a little dancing on the wall here and there. We're doing just fine though. Winning the health battle. Gotta watch out for the falter, just so I don't get whacked. And boom, we finally make it out of the corner a little bit. Got our petrifies up. Not gonna see that power gain. I'm pretty sure that the striker bypasses wither, but we're not gonna mess with that here. We get our slow up, get him knocked down, have our striker going, do some combos. It's game over. Game over. So, not a bad War 10. I think, again, our battle group did pretty well, but you see it there. Too many deaths, right? 25 deaths. We struggled down the stretch, but such is life, man. We pick ourselves up, we move on. On to War 11 of Season 44. Taking on that glorious Nath. That's right. I'm gonna have to cut that down. We've got a thing in our typical shrug spot here, so it's really just, hey, we're gonna make you bring someone. So shout out to the OG days when there used to be thing bosses, and those thing bosses will be taken down with Void. That's what we're gonna do here. And other than that missed parry, which happens, we're not gonna have much issue in this fight, man. Void's great for thing. You know, thing's not as hard as people make it out, right? You just gotta play around the damage and the rock stack. So Void's great for this fight. And away we go. Not a bad little start. I think we'll look at my stats at the end of the war season. I had a few more fights this season than I did last season. And thus far, only one death. Will we finish that way? You'll have to stay tuned in. Who knows? Well, I know, but I'm not gonna tell you. Yeah, Dragon Man. I refuse to put Dragon Man in this spot on defense. I'm gonna find somewhere for him. I might even have taken him off, honestly. I don't think I did though. But yeah, this is as nothing a fight as you can basically get for someone who has passive power gain. So we void it down. Unfortunately, in the coming war season, you won't see much Void. I think Void, Silk, and Cassie are going to be banned pretty regularly. That will join the season bans of Titania and Hulk. Really kind of crippling the 5 best tactic attackers, but it's all good. It'll just make us have to plan a little better, you know, see some stealthy ranks ups, some 29-9, some Spider-Gwen. Here we got a nice safe Shuri fight, taking on Domino. Just need to knock her down, the typical. We've done this fight, I don't know, 3-4 times this season. Domino's a couple more times than that on some other nodes, you know. Shuri's a great counter. I'm looking forward to using Shuri in the Necropolis. I'm sure she's going to be great. You know, I'm initially planning on a completion path. I'm curious which path that will be and who will be my primary champs, but I'd imagine Shuri's going to be pretty high on that list. Moving on to a Penny. Gonna take her down with Hulkling. This is that fight. And in that fight, we do those things. So, we jamming, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, looking forward to Necropolis. I initially was thinking I would go in day 1, based on what I'm seeing with the fights and really the boss. I'm thinking more like day 2, day 3. So, I might have a couple more revives expire, but I'm not sweating that. You know, I'm gathering my 22-hour revives. I'm gathering my apothecary revives. Got my 750 crystals. Let's go. That fight down, that war, oof. We fought better. We fought pretty well, but unfortunately, man, just a few too many deaths. You know, good improvement from the previous war. Still not where we want to be, but we've got one more opportunity. One shot. Will we capture it or just let it slip? We'll find out. We move on to war number 12. The final war. Finally. Season 44. Taking on TDS1. Trying to fight. I think at this point in time, we weren't going to make it back to Platinum 1. That's how the fall had been. Earlier in the season, we were at Platinum 1, Rank 1. And now we're sitting at Platinum 2, some odd rank. Yeah, bummer. But again, such is life. The competition gets paid too, right? That's what they say in pro sports. So everyone's trying to win. Everyone's doing their thing. We use Hood there. Take down that Icarus. Straightforward, man. And speaking of straightforward, after that rambling, we've got Void versus Dragon Man. The continued placement here is a crack up. But again, that's why these fights are sped up, baby. We just jamming along. We're trying to finish this thing out, and we're ready to move on. You know what I'm saying? We're ready to move on to the future. Ready to get after it. Ready to turn over a new leaf. Focus on what's in front of us. Get that thing done, just like that fight. Boom. All right, heading to the last couple fights of the season. We got us a spot. It's a Void fight. Him being a tactic attacker, even if we get some ruptures on us, as long as we got debuffs up, we'll be all right. And we're not even worried if Spot's a tactic defender or not. Knock him down, do our damage, do Void things. I have a feeling Void will be good for Necropolis based on what I'm hearing and seeing. So makes me even happier that I invested in my 6-star Void versus waiting for a 7-star. I've said it before, but it's going to be a long while before we can get these champs sigged up. No point in putting off someone like a Void, at least to rank 4. But honestly, rank 5 ascended Void is going to be better than a 7-star rank 2 Void for the next 3 years. You know, you're not going to have a rank 3 Sig 200 Void running around. Maybe one of them, and you're probably not going to do it. So just enjoy your 6-star. We don't need to rush. And here we go. We move on. Also fitting for me that the last fight of this season is a Hulkling. Love fighting with Hulkling. It's one of my favorite champs. Hulkling versus Kingpin on the Shrug node. We've done this fight before. It can get a little hairy, but it's really just the power gain. We beat him back. Yeah, you see my wife texting me there. Extra bonus points. You guys can figure out why that's her name in my phone. Yep, get him to back off. Boom. Beat him down. Bait the special. Beat him down. It's good stuff, man. Hulkling's amazing. My next Ascended champ. He will be my 3rd Ascension. For those who missed it, 2nd Ascension, Abs Man. He's looking good. He's looking good. Just like that fight went smooth, but unfortunately, a 1 death loss to end the season, man. It's how it should have gone. You always remember the losses more than the wins, but oof, that one cut a little deep. And coming in here, it might be a little hard to see, but my season stats, it turns out I had exactly the same amount of fights as I did the previous season. 61 fights. Yeah, 11 minis, no bosses this time. And this time, only 1 death. So, a little over 98% on the completion rate. Better than last season, which was 95. But, you know, I have a feeling this coming season, it's probably going to go down, actually, now that I'm back up. But that don't matter, man. 1 death season in Tier 1, Tier 2. Can't ask for much better than that, except for Zero. Stupid Zemo continues to curse me. But I think the phrase of the day is, such is life. And we're not going to let that get us down, because we're going to be of good courage. And he'll strengthen our heart, all of us that hope. So, amen. Praise the Lord. Until next time, peace.